নমস্কার সৌগত। আর লাস্ট 2-3 মাস ধরে আমার ডায়েটে বেশ ভালো রকম একটা চেঞ্জেস হয়েছে। দিস ইজ আমার সি ফুড ডায়েট।
সেটা কি?
whenever I see the food I eat. সো তাই ভাবলাম আর সব যখন খাওয়াই হচ্ছে চকলেটটা বাদ যায় কেন। সো লেটস মেক স্টিম চকলেট কেক ইন প্রেশার কুকার। লেটস স্টার্ট.
First, I'll be making the cake batter, and for that, I took 1 cup of refined flour, 1 cup of powdered sugar, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, cocoa powder 1/3 cup, 1 teaspoon of salt, cinnamon powder 1/4 teaspoon. If you have vanilla essence at home, you can use that as well. Now mix the whole thing very nicely and make a hollow in the center. And now I'm going to add the wet ingredients. I'm going to start with 1/3 cup of refined oil, milk 1/3 cup, 2 number of eggs, 1 tablespoon of yogurt, 1 tablespoon of coffee, which I'm going to mix with some hot water. Now we'll mix the batter very nicely. And finally, I'll be adding the coffee mixture. Take a cake pan and grease some butter in it. Sprinkle some flour and discard the excess one. Make sure you spread it evenly. If you have butter pepper at home, you can use that too. Pour the batter in the pan. And cover it with a silver foil. Now make a setup inside the pressure cooker. Add some water and put a ring inside. And finally, place the cake mixture on top of this. And cover this with the lid. Remember, do not lock the pressure cooker. Cook this for good 60 to 80 minutes and don't forget to replenish the water in between. Once this gets ready, just check that by using a fork, knife or a toothpick. If that comes out clean, that means it's ready. Carefully demold it on a chopping board or a plate. And then store it in the chiller for good 1 hour so that it gets easy to cut. And finally, I'll be making the chocolate glaze. I'll be starting with 1 cup of cooking cream. Here I am using Amul cream. I'll be using 5 tablespoons of cocoa powder. We're adding 4 tablespoons of sugar in this. And I'll be adding 2 teaspoons of butter in this. Now cook the mixture at a slow heat for 5 to 10 minutes. You can use a whisk if you want, but make sure your sauce should not be lumpy once you finish. And now I'll be cutting this in 2 parts. And I'll be adding the chocolate mixture on that. Once the first layer gets ready, we'll be putting the second layer. I'll be using a round cutter to remove the center section, which I'm gonna fill up with chocolate. And finally, I'll be filling it up with some chocolate, and we'll be covering the entire cake with chocolate as well.
I found the love for me, darling, just dive right in, follow my lead. Well, I found a girl, beautiful and sweet.
Now I'll be keeping the cake inside the chiller for next 10 minutes so that the outer layer gets set. Here I'm using some dark chocolate for the garnish. If you want, you can use some white chocolate as well. Finally, once the cake gets ready, it should look something like this.
তো আজকে আমরা শিখলাম স্টিম চকলেট কেকের ইজি রেসিপি। ভিডিওটি ভালো লাগলে লাইক করে শেয়ার করতে ভুলবেন না। ভিডিওস কেমন লাগছে ডু রাইট ইন দি কমেন্ট সেকশন, আর ডোন্ট ফরগেট টু মেনশন দ্য চকলেট লাভার ইন দি কমেন্ট সেকশন। আর কি,
and do subscribe.
Chef Shovat on YouTube আর ওটা ছাড়া ফেসবুকে there's a page Chef Shovat, to do follow that as well for all simplified recipes, and keep watching.